Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine. I hope you're having a great time. I hope you're having a great season. And, I hope, you're enjoying the festive season and ready for all the football that is going to come our way in the coming days, coming weeks. So I'm in last game week. Although it was a very good game week for my own team, and generally, I guess most people who take FPL seriously, I think many of them own the same players. But I guess it was dominated more by the farce that was, unfortunately, obviously, Tom Lockyer got injured, and it was horrible, guys. I mean, I wish him all the best, and I wish him a healthy recovery, and hope he comes back soon. He had a cardiac arrest on the field. I don't know why, but recently such things have been increasing. I don't know what's the reason behind that, but it's been happening a lot over in different places of the world. But I just hope he gets well soon. But after that, the game was kind of suspended. Solanke had scored a goal. Luton had equalized, kind of, and then the game was kind of held in abeyance for a long time before the FPL towers, they waited for the Premier League to kind of make a decision about what to do with the people or FPL managers who own Solanke or Tavernier or any Luton players. So in the end, they decided that the points should be void because the match was going to be replayed, and that is exactly what happened. They kind of, they just took away the points for anybody who had them, and after that, they just allowed the bench points to be subbed in. For me, it was like did not make a difference because. I got Lascelles from the bench. He had 6 points. Solanke had 6, maybe 9 if he was given the bonus. But in the end, it doesn't make any difference because I think Lascelles was much less owned as compared to Dom Solanke. So I think based on that, I think I actually gained from that rather than lost anything. So, but for some people it was unlucky, especially for those who must have taken a hit and got Solanke. So it was weird though, to be honest with you, but I guess it happens. But I had a decent week, guys. As you can see, 72 points, back within 2 million. So languishing down in the 4 millions and 3 million. So finally back in, I think it is now 1.8 million. So finally this game week we made a move, and hopefully we can push up and and try to get as high as possible this season, guys. So this is all about my own team, my points. Don't want to kind of take it too far. I actually just want to kind of answer your questions. So by the way, before I start answering your questions, guys, after this game week, I'm kind of off on a holiday. So maybe I won't be streaming next week, which is game week 19. Although I'm taking my laptop along, I'm taking my mic as well in case there is a possibility for me to stream. I will try my best, but no promises, guys. In any case, I'm going to be back streaming in game week 20 as well. So with that out of the way, let's just get started and answer your questions. First of all, obviously a bon voyage to our friend Todd. He's going on a trip to sunny Florida. We hope you have a great time, my friend. And welcome to the stream, Zara, Light Race, Cannon Fodder, Ashish. I hope you're all well. I hope you're doing all right, guys. And Zara says, "Hey Biz, hey my friend." Cannon says, "Sell Anderson to Konsa, Colville to Saliba." Colville or Saliba. So Anderson to Konsa, Colville or Saliba. Todd says, "I took a hit for Solanke." Man, that is so unlucky, Todd. When I remember watching the game, I saw watching Solanke score, and then I tried my best. I thought that I told Todd not to transfer in Dominic Solanke, but Todd has transferred him in, and finally it paid off for him. And and that. And then this happened. Liker, got injured, and all that stuff happened. So, I mean, in the end, it was just unfortunate, I guess, but these things happen. We never can plan for these things in FPL. But in the end, Todd, I guess it's just a game. I guess that mostly we were just concerned about what happens with Loiker. So hopefully he's fine and he's recovering, says Light Rays. So I just wish him all the best. I just wish him well. So back to answering. Giovan says, thank you for your dedication, Wiz. Giovan, you're welcome, my friend. Actually, it is more than dedication. It is just that I have so much fun doing this. I just absolutely enjoy it, and this is my passion. And as long as it is humanly possible for me to kind of come online and stream at the deadline, I will do it. But just in case there is just I'm at a place where there is no internet, or just internet is breaking off, so then my hands are tied. But yeah, I love being here on deadline streams. So Cannon Fodder says, sell Anderson to Konza, Colville or Saliba. I think you should sell him for I think a longer term Colville might be the better option, and if you're looking for a short duration, I think short duration Konza is the better option, Cannon. Ashish says, I had 2 transfers. Can you suggest me? I want to change Reece James, Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, Archer. Ashish, I would not change Archer. I think Archer is fine. I think Wilder said in his press conference he should be alright. Reece James, obviously you need to take out. I think the best options to go for this week, maybe Pedro Porro could be an option, or you can think about going for somebody like Ezri Konsa, the Aston Villa defender. I think these are the 2 better options to go for in place of Reece James. And if you want to replace Ward-Prowse, I think you can think about going with Richarlison. Or if you don't own Cole Palmer, I think you can go with Cole Palmer as well. In fact, if you don't own Cole Palmer, I would suggest you to go for Cole Palmer even in the first place, So, yeah. Cannon Fodder said, I slept through the deadline and missed out on selling Haaland to Solanke. I got lucky in the end. Does it make sense to sell Haaland to Solanke this week? Cannon, actually, that is a good point. The thing is, you can sell Haaland to Solanke if you don't have anything else to do. In that case, you get a decent player for this game week. And obviously, if Haaland is back playing in game week 19, you can just reverse the transfer. And that way, you can just do a hokey cokey and just get some points from Solanke. On the other hand, if you make this move and if we get the news that Haaland is not fit for game week 19, then you'll already have a player in place of Haaland, which you can keep for game week 19 and keep until Haaland comes back. So in that sense, it is fine. But if Haaland is back in game week 19, then you are just making this transfer for 1 week. If you're okay doing that, I think you should. Otherwise, you can wait or play some bench player as well. What do you think about the move? Malo Gusto, I'm not so sure, Ashish. I don't even think I don't even think that Malo Gusto is going to play all the games. I think with Disasi playing there last week, and I'm not so sure as to Malo Gusto playing a lot of games. Yes, he might get a few games, but as long as you're not sure that he's nailed on, then you should better think of more nailed on players. I think during the Christmas period, you should only go for players who are nailed on. We already answered that. Sir Crocodile says mods are missing. Now we have some mods here, my friend. Faz says best striker after Haaland. Thinking long term, I think Watkins is the best striker after Haaland. Beyond that, I think you can look at Gabriel Jesus, you can look at Dom Solanke, but I think if you ask me the best one after Haaland for long term, I think it has to be Watkins, in my opinion. Gordon is fit. I don't think Gordon is fit. Unfortunately, I don't even think that we're going to get news about Gordon. But if you ask me personally, I don't think Gordon's going to play. If you looked at the challenge on Gordon by Caicedo in midweek, it was a horrible challenge. It was above the Achilles, and it was a horrible tackle. I don't know how Caicedo did not get sent off for that tackle, but it was horrible. So I personally, the way he got injured, I don't think he's going to play. But I don't think that should keep him out for a very long time. So that is the reason I'm going to keep. I'm thinking about keeping Gordon. That's the opinion at least. Cinema says, hey Cinema Crazy. Hey, do you think Forster will start against Fulham? This is a tough one actually. It's kind of hard to say. Excuse me. I think it's hard to say. Let me just check my predicted lineups as to what my predicted lineups say. No. Just a second. There's yeah. Well, hang on. What's Forster? Foster will start against who? I don't understand the point, my friend. Against Fulham. When what Fulham? Spurs play Everton this week, then Brighton, then Bournemouth. I don't know what you're saying, my friend. You may be confused with a different keeper. Let me know. What do you think? I already answered that. Gabriel over Shimikash. Gio1, actually, it is not about Gabriel over Shimikash. Actually, I'm looking to make a defender transfer, and it is just a temporary team. So I might, I'm going to make one transfer, and then, so basically it should be like Taylor in, because I'm going to take out Taylor for the defender that I'm gonna bring in. And obviously I'm waiting again, if we get some news about Gordon and if we think he's out for the longer duration, then I might take him out for Richarlison or someone else of that, someone else, like I might take him out for Richarlison. I might, because Richarlison has like his previous club was Everton, so he might be motivated to play against them. So yes, definitely, I'm thinking about replacing Gordon as well. If I don't want to take Gordon out, I want to keep him, then I possibly just gonna bring in a defender. Right on. Todd says, Light Race, thanks. Michael says, hey Viz, can you give advice on my team? Dubravka, Shimikash, Colville, Poro, Adengra, Saka, Son, Salah, Palmer, Watkins, Solanke, Odogi, Gabriel, and Mubama. Yep, I think you're good to roll, my friend. That team looks absolutely good to me. Good to go, my friend. Jackson says, hey mate, appreciate your efforts. One free transfer who is essential this week. I think Watkins is essential, I guess, because a lot of people are going to be captaining him. So if you don't own him, I guess he's the one who is essential. If you already own him, I think Son is also one of the essential players, I guess. Although we like to say that no one is essential in FPL, but I guess this game week, two players are very desirable. So, Watkins and Son. FPL Focal says Gordon is 90% out. Well, if FPL Focal says, I guess he's mostly right, because he has excuse me, he has inside information. He kind of, people keep messaging him, tweeting him, and so if he says he's 90% out, then I would listen to him, guys. Hey FPL Jugs, I hope you're doing well, my friend. Foster, Burnley striker. Oh, it's Foster, it's not Forster, my friend. I think yes, Forster should be back. Yeah, you're right, Foster should be back. Yeah. Best replacement for Gordon, again, Azmir. I think Richarlison. If you don't own Cole Palmer, then Cole Palmer. Otherwise, you can go for Richarlison as well. Aston Villa, the issue is we're never sure with Diaby and Bailey. Otherwise, I would have said one of those two. You can look at the Aston Villa mids as well. Sorry, Douglas Luiz, Leon Bailey, Diaby, because they've got some good fixtures coming up. Other than that, obviously, I'd always throw Jared Bowen into the mix in this price bracket. Otherwise, then we've got Cole Palmer, the cheapest and one of the best budget midfielders, I guess. Geeta says, hey Sam, I brought Solanke for a -4. And the game week ended 0. Speaking about this game week, is bringing Trippier worth, as I don't have a bench to cover any of my 11 players? I mean, bringing in Trippier is fine, but I mean, Newcastle's fixtures are not the easiest. I mean, they've got like alright fixtures: Liverpool away, Manchester City home, Aston Villa away. I mean, do you really want to bring in the second most expensive defender for these fixtures? So I'm not so sure, but I mean, if you just want a Newcastle defender, I guess you can go with somebody like Lichelle's, so at least your money won't be stuck up. Ashish says, who is the best Chelsea defender or midfield AST? I don't understand AST, but in my opinion, the best Chelsea defender in terms of minutes, I guess, is Thiago Silva, but he doesn't offer much attacking threat. So in that sense, I guess Colwill, especially with the Cucurella out for the short term, I guess Colwill seems to be a really good option. He offers some assist potential as well. So in that sense, I guess I'd say Colwill. And in midfield, I guess there is, I guess there is no doubt Cole Palmer is the best one. And beyond that, you can look at Sterling. You can, you can obviously, Nkunku is going to come back as well. So I don't know how long it's going to take, but I guess Sterling and Palmer are the best ones. Obviously, Palmer is the best because he's on penalties. Michael says, thanks, Wiz. You're welcome, Michael. Light says, FPL Focal has a source saying that Gordon, Isaac and Cher are 90% out. Well, I guess if FPL Focal has a source, I mean, the guy is credible. He always gives the right, he always gives the right vibe, kind of right information, and tries to help the community in a general sense. So I guess, guys, so if anybody of you owns Isaac, Cher or Gordon, I would kind of, look to move him on, I guess. We have a super chat by FPL Jug. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate it. He says, why not captain Trippier for the upside? Wiz? Jugs, I mean, you can captain Trippier for the upside, but the problem is, captaining a defender. I mean, Trippier has had a horrible, time, missing the penalty against Chelsea. First, making a mistake for the goal, like against Chelsea midweek in the cup, and then conceding, missing his penalty, and even before that in the was it Champions League? I think he gave the ball away twice, or which game was it? Trippier was the one who actually gave the ball away twice. Let me see if I can remember the game in which, I think it was Everton game. Yeah, in the Everton game, he gave the ball away twice. It was his mistakes which led to the goal. Against Tottenham as well, he wasn't the best. So I mean, I think Trippier's confidence would be suffering, and if I was you, I would not be considering Trippier. I mean, if you have Trippier, I think that is good enough. Captaining him, I don't think so, honestly, Jugs. And to be honest with you, there's so many people captaining Watkins. The effective ownership of Watkins is gonna be beyond 100%. So I mean, in case Watkins performs, and just in case Newcastle concede a goal, I think it's gonna be it's gonna be tough on your overall rank. The only player who I would consider as an alternative to captaining Watkins this week is Son, because he's in a really good vein of form. Spurs are coming back into form. They lost their way a bit. They lost like 4 or 5 games on the trot, but now they're back into their groove. And the only player I would actually consider except Watkins is Son. And although if you look at Everton have been improving in form recently. I mean, they beat Newcastle. I mean, I don't have an Everton player, but so Everton have improved in form recently. I personally, I would actually captain Watkins number 1 for me. Number 2 would be Son. Beyond that, obviously, I would look at Salah, because Salah in these bigger fixtures, he always performs. So that's just my opinion. So if you have any follow-up questions, Jugs, please let me know, my friend. And thank you so much for the donation once again. I really appreciate it, my friend. Uh, so Zara says one free transfer, nothing too pressing. Thinking of He-Chan to Bailey, or should I just roll? Zara, making a transfer just for the sake of making a transfer never kind of works out, I guess. So if I was you, I'd possibly roll the transfer. I would not. I think He-Chan has he at home, Wolves are good. I mean, Chelsea are not even that good, to be honest with you. So I don't think that we need to kind of take out He-Chan Huang against Chelsea or against any team for that matter. He's playing out of position as a as a striker. So why to take him out? If I was you, I'd keep him, Zara. I would roll the transfer. I mean, in case you're really sure that Bailey is back, but the problem is I'm not even sure if Bailey is really back. I mean, really back in the sense that he's gonna play. Like, he started Diaby last week, and so I'm not sure what he's gonna do with all these games coming thick and fast. And Bailey nursing an injury. It depends. So if I was you, I would not do it personally. That's just my opinion, my friend. CAV says usually the other way around, but watching my team is more fun than FPL this season. Well, your team is doing absolutely smashing, my friend. Beating Manchester City, beating Arsenal, and then away from home, beating Fulham. You're doing amazing, my friend. Really think Emery is doing a wonderful job at Aston Villa. Poudy says, which person should I sell first? Alvarez, Gordon, Cash, or Shimikash? And should I take a -4 or a -8? Poudy, to be honest with you, the first one which I think you should sell, it's very hard to say. I guess Cash, maybe, or Gordon. Alvarez, I think, in case Haaland is injured for a longer duration, although Haaland was pictured in some individual training. But if in case Haaland misses out for some more duration, I think Alvarez is better placed to take the advantage of that. So if I was you, I'd sell Cash first. I don't think you need to take a -4 or a -8. I mean, Shimikash is playing against Arsenal. So I would keep him. I would only sell the players or take a hit for those players who are not actually playing, or like, for example, Fabian Schär, Gordon, all these players I might take a hit for. Otherwise, I would not take unnecessary hits, my friend. CAV says Johnston to Dubravka when Areola is my other keeper. Simple move. I think CAV, yes, I think you can make this move. I think longer term, I'm not sure if Newcastle are going to buy a new keeper in the transfer window, but I think for these Christmas fixtures, I think Dubravka is safe. Testimony says Adingra to Richarlison or Shimikash to Trent. Yeah, I think both the moves are really good. Testimony, it all depends on whether you can kind of, afford to stick all that money in Trent, or kind of, afford to get stuck. I mean, if it is that money that's coming from Haaland's sale, then what happens when you want to buy Haaland back? Obviously, we can sell Salah because he's going to AFCON in 21, so we can sell him and get Haaland back. So if that's the plan, I mean, that's perfectly good for me. Otherwise, then you need to kind of, go for Richarlison. I guess both the moves are good, but Shimikash to Trent, I'd say has more upside in terms of, the way Trent is playing right now. Subhajit says, I'm stuck with Martinelli. He has not scored in a lot of time now. So shall I do Martinelli to Bowen Sterling, or hold Martinelli and my transfer as Arsenal fixtures are good? So Bajit, I've been watching Arsenal. Being an Arsenal fan, I watch all their games. Martinelli is playing really good this season. Unfortunately, because he's holding his width, he's providing width, he kind of doesn't, he's not amongst the goals that much, because he's the one who's providing width and Saka's the one who cuts inside. So that is the difference between the two players per se. So if I was you, I'd possibly remove Martinelli, and if you have Saka along with Martinelli, that is good. If you don't own Saka, then I would possibly sell Martinelli for Saka. Jackson says, I have Saka and Martinelli. Shall I remove Martinelli for Son? Jackson, 100%. Abhijit says, Wiz, I shared my team on Twitter. Would you have a look? Yes, definitely, my friend. I guess I'm taking a longer time to answer the questions. I need to be more quick. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna hurry up and answer your questions. Don't worry. So Abhijit's team is Dubravka, Gabriel, Shemikash, Pedro Porro, Salah, Son, Saka, Palmer, Heat-chan, Watkins, and Isaac. So I would simply sell Isaac for Dom Solanke, my friend. You know, I think that's the move I would make in your team, because Isaac is reportedly out. So I would simply move him on for Dom Solanke. Also, I would put in Lascelles. I would play Lascelles over, I guess, Gabriel. So quickly, Lamptey to Burn for a hit, worth it. For a hit. Issue is for a hit, Nehal. Otherwise, the transfer looks good to me. Burn is back, definitely. So Lamptey to Burn makes all the sense. I mean, reinforcing your bench in this Christmas period is always a good idea. For a hit, I'm not so sure, bro. But I mean, if you have to take a hit, it is better to take a hit against Luton rather than a stronger team. So yeah. No, Pau makes cash worth starting this week, I think. Yeah, I mean, you can say that, but this is the if I had Matty Cash and I did not have to make a transfer, I would possibly keep him, especially against Sheffield United. I mean, you have to keep Cash, you know, as long as you know, you just don't have a transfer to burn, and you just definitely you're fed up of Cash. You want to move him on. Otherwise, I guess you should keep Cash for this week and sell him next week. I agree with this theory. So yeah. George says, hey Wes, wildcard last week went well, but Pau is injured. Best Villa defender to get, considering getting Trippier, but his form has been disastrous. Konza is the best, but not much upside attacking wise. I agree. I guess Konza is the best. I think the other defender, Carlos guy, I think he's prone to errors as well. I guess if I had the option, I'd possibly go with Konza. I think he is because the problem with Dean is he has a ready-made replacement in the team in Moreno. So I guess I'd go with Konza, my friend. Lighter says, my backline is Shimikash, Porro and Lascelles. Is it worth transferring Taylor to Konza for the long term? Well, Lighter, that is exactly the move I'm planning for my own team. So the thing, okay, let me guys, I'm sorry, I have a lot of questions. So I'll definitely answer all of them. Just give me a second. So I'll show you the reason of. There you go. So what I want to show you here, guys, so this is the obviously fantasy football fix, and I always thank them for oh, sorry, it is not the fixture planner. Actually, it is the rotation planner that we want. So this is a very good go one, guys. So what I want to show you is rotation between Arsenal and Aston Villa. So you see, guys, I mean, if I'm like, this is the reason I thought to go with Konza, because I own Gabriel, right? So Gabriel is going to play most of the games. And, you know, since Chelsea's got good fixtures and I've got Colville, and along with that, I have, you know, Lascelles and Tsimikas. So I thought about Konza, you know, I can go with Konza. So, for example, I can bench Gabriel this week against Liverpool. And next week, when Aston Villa play away to Manchester United, I can bench Konza and play Gabriel. So basically, I can rotate these two players really fairly well. I think this is a really good feature in this fantasy football fix. This is the attacking and defensive rotation pairs you can find. So in case I want, like, if I don't want to find Aston Villa, I can look for, let us say, another team. For example, Gabriel rotates well with Colville as well. So you can see these tough fixtures for Arsenal. You can play Colville and so on and so forth. But I am more interested in the Aston Villa. So that is the reason I'm thinking of going with Konza this week, you know. So Sheffield United, West Ham, Burnley, Crystal Palace, all home fixtures. Look, guys, I mean, this is pretty good for the busy Christmas schedule. And even after that, Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United, only one game against Manchester United. That's it. Otherwise, I think the fixtures are really good. You can rotate them, basically. Have a safe flight, Todd. Bon voyage, my friend, and enjoy your holidays. Really nice to have you here, bro. So guys, this is exactly what I wanted to show you, and I'm going to come back to my team. Right on, and I'm going to answer your question. I'm sorry I've been slow. I'm trying to catch up with all the questions. So CAV says Konza is the best but not much attacking upside. Yeah, I answered that. George says I already have Konza. Cheers, that's good. Poddy says, so should I sell cash for Poro and Gordon to Richarlison, or is there a better midfielder? Is it worth a man? Poddy, if I would say Gordon to Richarlison, don't sell cash this week, because since Pau Torres is out, I expect Konza to play at centre back and I expect Cash to play at right back. So he has attacking potential whenever he plays. So this week I would not sell cash. Azmir says, hey, was best Newcastle defensive option after Trippier. Azmir, to be honest with you, right now, Shear is out, Botman is out. I guess Dan Burn, it can be said, because Dan Burn is back and he is going to continue to play at left back. And, I would go with the Dan Burn, I'd say. You can go for Lichells, but the problem is, as long as Botman is out and Shear is out, Lichells will keep his place. But what happens when Sven Botman is back? That's the issue. CAV says I wouldn't double up unless going for Martinez. I agree with that. FPL Jack says I never believed in Watkins ever since I started playing FPL. I bought him because he's the best captain this week. Well, Jugs, you have to kind of do it. I used to hate Heung-min Son when I started playing FPL. And but even in the season, I guess when I got my top 500 rank, I used to hate bringing in Son because he's always kind of used to troll me. There are some players which I kind of had on my hit list which were trolling. Some of them were Riyad Mahrez, Raheem Sterling, Heung-min Son. Every time I used to bring them in, they did nothing, and as soon as I transfer them out, they'll bang. So it happens, but I guess we can't be biased. We can't be biased like that in FPL. When you have a good option, I guess we go for that. So Neil Peterson says, hey Wiz, from a windy Cape Town. Hey Neil, welcome to the stream, my friend. He says 73 points, game week 17, and I'm rolling my transfer. Cheers, mate. I guess this is a good week to roll your transfer, especially with all the uncertainty around Haaland. I guess that is a luxury. I love that. George says Jackson Martinelli likes playing against Trent. Be wary of selling. He likes playing against Liverpool in general as well, but he hasn't been good. But if selling for Son, I would still do it. 100% I will sell for Son. Surfrose says, hey Wiz, would you start Gordon or Douglas Luiz? I don't think Gordon's gonna play this week, Surfrose, unfortunately. So it doesn't, in the end, I don't think it makes a difference. But if I had to start one, I'd obviously start Gordon, but I don't think he plays. Geeta says Archer to Wilson worth it in case Gordon doesn't play. I mean, you can get Wilson, but again, the issue with Wilson is he's a very injury-prone player, and what happens when Isaac comes back again? He gets rotated with Isaac. So if you're fine with all that stuff, I think it's all right. But just have to be wary about the options. CAV says, any thoughts on Chelsea's goalkeeper? Sanchez seems to be out a while. CAV, I think Petrovic is fine. The issue is, what happens in January. The rumors of Chelsea interested in being interested in Aaron Ramsdale. They're looking for other options. Some people are saying Kepa might come back from loan. So who knows what's going to happen? But technically speaking, personally, I would not go with Petrovic. If I want to go with Chelsea defensive option, I'd go with the Colville, Lightriz says, thanks, Wiz, great answer. You're welcome, Lightriz. Aman says, Kidna Wiz, how's things? Transfer out Shear for Konza. I think that's a good move to make, Aman. What do you think of my transfer, and would you consider the best defensive transfer? This week, I guess the best defensive transfer has to be an Aston Villa player or I guess a Tottenham player. Maybe Pedro Porro, because he has the attacking threat as well. Konza doesn't have the attacking threat, so that is the only downside with Konza. But I guess it's pretty good, my friend. Based on the fixture, I expect them to keep a clean sheet. Arriola and Anderson to Leno and Konza, or Martinez and Colville? Wow, nice question, my friend. Arriola to Leno and Konza, Martinez and Colville. I would go with Martinez and Colville. Cannon fodder. I guess these. I mean, if I ask you, like, which teams would you select defenders from? Chelsea and Aston Villa, or Fulham or Aston Villa? I guess Chelsea's got the better fixtures coming, and also they're getting better as well. So I would go with Martinez and Colville. Zara says, does it make sense to start either of Lewis Dunk or Mitchell over Gabriel Saliba Shimikash? I think it does make sense to start Lewis Dunk, definitely. Lewis Dunk has this threat. I mean, he almost scored against Arsenal as well. He had a great game. I think Crystal Palace versus Brighton has a very good chance of being a 0-0, or Brighton has a very good chance of winning as well. I mean, they always kind of rebound after this loss, you know. And I don't think that Shimikash or Gabriel or Saliba give you a real advantage this week. So you can take a chance. You can. Fadzali says, can see Palmer and Sterling to get a yellow card and have an off day for Christmas. Well, yeah, nothing can be done about that, Fadzali, to be honest with you. And you know, I don't really. I mean, if they get a yellow card, it's fair enough. We transfer them out. It's as simple as that. Or we look at our bench. But until then, we play how we want to play, kind of. Is the captain set? Captain, yeah. I mean, it's pretty much set, bro. Don't really want to change it. By the way, anybody who's asking about Hee-Chan Huang and you kind of asking me whether you want to transfer him out, just remember he just signed a new deal at Wolves, so he'll be more motivated to perform well. So if I was you, I would not transfer out Hee-Chan Huang. Cannon Forest says, need to sell one of Turner and Anderson. Who should I sell? If I was you, I'd sell Turner, and I would sell Turner for Dubravka. Neil says locked. Nice, Nihal. Did Gordon to Palmer. I think that's a great move to make, Nihal. Although, I must say that they're both great assets to own. And over time, I guess when Gordon is back fit, it would still be a good idea to own both of them. But this week, I guess that move makes a lot of sense. FPL Jack says, I have 3 Chelsea assets in Palmer, Colwood and Sterling. Am I mad? No, you're not mad, bro. You're absolutely fine. It's not a problem. By the way, guys, as I just told you that I'm not gonna be streaming hopefully next week, because I'm out for a desert safari at Thar Desert, and I'm not sure if my hotel internet is gonna be as good as the one at my home, so I'm not sure. So in case I don't come, so here's a small, I just wanted to give you an update in case I'll and here's a small Christmas gift for you guys. I hope you enjoy it, guys, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas in advance. Right on. So let's get back. By the way, guys, the ones who just became members, you are, you're welcome to join our group on Twitter, because that is a member exclusive group. So you're all welcome to join our group on Twitter in case you are a serious FPL player and interested in just pleasantly engaging with other members of the community. So please do consider joining our group on Twitter, where we just chat and have fun. There are no sarcasm, no teasing. It's just compassion and fun. So do join, guys. And yeah, right. Let's get back to the questions, guys. Nahal says, was thinking Richarlison, to be honest, but did not have the money to do Darwin to Haaland next week. Nahal, to be honest with you, I am not even sure whether I want to go with I'm not even sure whether I want to go with Haaland next week. Maybe I'll give him the time to kind of play against Everton away and see what happens. I just want to see what happens in that sense, and then decide what I want to do with Haaland. Maybe as Salah is going to AFCON, I won't need this. I'll just move on Salah and take some money out of Salah and get Haaland with that money. But I personally am not but I mean, obviously I'm keeping money for Haaland in game week 19 because I have. But if you see, the reason why I'm not, like, I had the option of going with the Pedro Porro as well in my team, but I'm not making that move because at the back of my mind I have this thing that that I have to get Haaland back. So this is the reason I'm really not going. So I've got basically two options to go with. One is simply this. I remove Shimmy Cash for Pedro Porro, and then I'll have enough cash for Haaland, right? So I'm just showing you my options, two options, guys, and you can give me your opinion as to which one you think is the better one. So I'm removing, so I can remove Shimmy Cash to Pedro Porro. That is one option, and the second one is simply I can remove Taylor for Konza. Now this gives me the option of playing Konza in these good fixtures, right? And I think he's nailed on because he can play at right back and he can play at centre back. And I guess it makes more sense to go with centre back than a right back in Pedro Porro, because the fixtures are coming in thick and fast and the injuries always mount up. And the way Pedro Porro plays, I'm always scared watching him, goes into tackles, flies into tackles, takes hits for the team. I mean, he's a wonderful player to watch, don't get me wrong, but it just feels hard to kind of bring him in. So, I mean, this is the plan. You let me know what you think, guys. Neil says, cheers, Wiz. Cheers, my friend. George says, thanks, Wiz. You're always welcome, my friend. Cannon says, wouldn't it make sense to sell Areola rather than Turner, as Areola seems to have lost his place? Cannon Fodder, the thing is, there's a new manager coming in at Nottingham Forest as well, so you do not know what he's going to do with Turner. You can sell Areola, but I feel that, when Areola's back fit, I think he's going to win his place back from Fabianski. With Turner, I'm not so sure, especially with the mistake he made last week. I'm not even sure if he's going to get his place in the team, my friend. Zara says, thank you. Neil says, wholesome compassion. Absolutely, my friend. That's a wonderful group. I'm proud to have started something like this visit community. I think it's absolutely wonderful, guys. Zara says, thank you. You're welcome, my friend. Jug says, big thank to you, Wiz, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thank you, my friend. And I wish the same to you and your family as well. Subhajit Ghosh says, my defense looks pretty bad. Mikolenko, Kirkez, Zinchenko. Roll my transfer. I would get Porro in, my friend. I think your defense actually does not look in a good shape. So if I was you, Subhajit, I mean, personally, I'd get Pedro Porro in, or maybe Ezri Konsa if you want, but definitely I'd make a transfer in there. I don't think you can. Mikolenko against Spurs and Zinchenko against Salah, I don't really like that at all. So if I was you, I would. Although I'd want to say here that you should always make a plan for the future, because you knew that Mikolenko was going to play against Son in game week 18, and Zinchenko was going to go up against Salah. So if you make plans in the future, you never get kind of stuck up in such situations. That is just my advice to you, to always plan in the future. But yeah, if I was you, I would make the move, my friend. Definitely would. Right on, guys. So I've got two options. I'm gonna throw it open just to know what you all think. Like, which transfer should I make? I just want to know what the council thinks here. So basically, one is Shimikash to Porro. Right, and the other one is simply Taylor to Konza. In both the cases, I can get Haaland back because I'll still have the money in the bank. So let me make a poll, and let me take your opinions, and then I'll quickly make my transfer. I don't want to delay it much longer, but I'd love for you to give me your opinions on this. So please vote and let me know what you think. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, I'll absolutely would like to know. The thing is, Konza gives me the option to rotate with Gabriel in the tougher fixtures. Dylan says my defense is Shear, Gabriel, Cash, Anderson, Baldock. I was thinking Shear to Konza to double on the Villa defense with Cash and Konza. I mean, Dylan, this move is good for the coming week, but longer term, I think it is not a viable strategy to play both Cash and Konza because Cash is in and out of the team. So I would suggest you to take out Shear and bring in Konza for this week, and maybe in the coming weeks, I'd suggest you to get rid of Cash because I don't think he's nailed on in the team. I mean, in case he makes a good performance and he's like starting to play well, then you can keep him. But otherwise, I think for this week, I think the move is absolutely fantastic. I don't think there's a problem with that. So yeah, so I've got 3 votes. Guys, quickly vote, all of you, please. We've got like 13 people watching. Please just make your votes, and then I'm just gonna end the poll and I'll show you the results. Although you can see the results when you vote, so that's not an issue. Right, I was thinking to get rid of Cash next week. So we've got 1 vote for Shimikash to Poro and 3 for Taylor to Konza. We've got 33% for Shimikash to Poro and 67% for Taylor to Konza. 8 votes in which Taylor to Konza is winning by 75%. I guess like the problem is I don't have an issue of taking out Shimikash. George says that's an extremely difficult question. George, it is a difficult question. I agree with you, and that is the reason I put it out for the council to kind of help me. The issue is with Shimikash also, the fixtures are not that easy, you know. Like if you look, Arsenal home, Newcastle home, Chelsea home, with like Robertson coming back soon, and even when Robertson is not there, you always have this like option of Klopp starting Joe Gomez in that position. So that is what I've been thinking. I mean, like there's another option, by the way. You know, I can also do kind of Shimikash to Konza, so I can keep Taylor. I mean, it is not like I personally also could. There's another option, guys, by the way, I didn't put in the poll. So what I can do is I can simply take out Simicast for Konza, and that way I'll save some money as well, and I'll have Taylor in the team, and I'll have Lichells, and then I'll have Konza as well. So this is also an option. Also, when Salah leaves for the AFCON, I'm not even sure if I'll want to have Shimikash. So bench 1 from Shimikash, Colwell and Gabriel 1. I'd bench Gabriel, I guess. But this is a difficult one, Jugs. Between Gabriel and Simicast, it is a roll of a dice. But so basically, let's assume I'm gonna take out Simicast. So take out Simicast for Konsa or take out Simicast for Poro. All right, guys, let's end the poll quickly, and let's put out a new poll, by the way. All right. Shimikash to Konza. By the way, I'm thinking at the back of my mind myself. I guess I know what I'm gonna do, but just want to know what the council has to think. Oh. Nail says Poro. Oh. Right, guys. So if you vote, let me know. Just and then I'll. Jugs, that is a difficult question, my friend. I guess I'll play Simicast and Colville, and I'll bench Gabriel. I guess that is the one. Has to be Poro. The last move is great, particularly because the best is much better for Christmas. Personally, like that there is an attacking output. Yeah, I agree with that. Actually, Poro is very heavily owned as well, so that is something which I as well want to consider. You know, Poro is like, how many people own Poro? 23%. I mean, Konza is is a differential. Definitely a differential. Only 2.7% people own Konza. George says has to be Poro. The last move is great, particularly because the bench is much better for Christmas. The issue with Taylor is, he is suspended for one game, and now when he comes back, I'm not even sure if he plays or not. That is the whole thing. Yeah, Poro, soon enough you'll have monies, so the move won't matter. Yeah, absolutely. I understand that, my friend. Shall I play? So I guess Poro is the one. I mean, I want to definitely get Poro, and these fixtures are good. But the Bournemouth fixture is good. The Everton fixture, even the Brighton fixture is good. So is cash to Konza a sideways move? Nehal, not for this week. I guess you should not make this move for this week. I guess save your transfer. I think cash is going to play this week because Pau Torres is injured, and if Pau Torres' injury is for a longer duration, I guess cash gets to play more minutes. So I guess for at this moment in time for this week, it is a sideways move because I expect cash to play this week. So this is a decision which I think can be postponed till next week, my friend. So Ali Josa says who to start, Mitoma or Semenyo? I would start Mitoma, Ali Josa. Himanshu says definitely Poro. Well, that's a convincing answer. I love that. Shall I play Gabriel, Simicas, Poro, or shall I play Gabriel, Simicas, Poro, or play Gehi for one of them? I'd possibly play, if you want, you can play Gehi in place of Gabriel. I'll start Gehi for any of these players mentioned. I guess you have to take out Gabriel at Enfield. I think if you want to keep one of the defenders between Arsenal and Liverpool, you'll keep the Liverpool defender. Will you get Haaland back, Wiz? I will definitely, my friend. If you look, I have the money for Haaland right in my bank right now. I have the money. I can get Haaland back anytime I want to for Dom Solanke. So that is already planned, my friend. If Haaland is back fit and playing, I would never take a chance against that. Right on, guys. I guess it's time to lock the team then. Shimikash was good. Obviously, I missed his 15-point haul. When he got that haul. Should I sell Cash, Gordon, Alvarez, or Shimikash? Please tell me quick. I think this week, if you want, you can sell. The thing is, my friend, I don't know your team. It is very hard for me to answer that question, Powdy. If you can tell me your team, I will give you the answer. You still have 9 minutes, so you don't need to worry. Tell me your team and I'll give you the answer. Who's your captain? My captain is Watkins. So in case I get Pedro Porro, right? Still have this problem with Gordon out. I'll have to select my bench. Anyways, I guess this is the move to make. FPL Jug says, for how long should we keep Solanke? I think we keep Solanke until I guess until Haaland comes back, and then we'll just move on Solanke for Haaland, my friend. Solanke is a placeholder for Haaland, I guess, And since we get him for these two fixtures, I'm pretty happy. Because after that, I don't want Dom Solanke for Spurs, Liverpool, West Ham. I don't want even Fulham, Newcastle, Manchester City. These are not the fixtures I want Dom Solanke for. So he's out of my team after game week 19, and Haaland is coming back if Haaland is fit. If he's not fit, then I'm happy to hold him. Doesn't make a difference to me. But he's just a placeholder for Dom Solanke in my team. Right. So obviously Gabriel. So in case Gordon doesn't play, I guess my captain has to be Watkins. Vice captain is Son. So Poddy says Dubravka, Gabriel, Semica. So what is the question? Sure. Gordon, Cash, Alvarez, Semica. Okay. So you've got Dubravka, which is good enough. Gabriel, Semica, Saliba. Okay, you've got two Arsenal defenders. That is why you are so concerned. In that case, I would sell one out of you're not even that's not even the question, right? Salah, Palmer, Son, Diaby, Solanke, Alvarez, Taylor, Archer, Ardiola are your subs, right? So the question is, I don't think you should sell Cash. Where's I don't think you didn't even mention Cash in your team, right? So you play Cash this week. You play Dubravka. You play Cash. You play. I think you should sell one of your Arsenal defenders because I don't think it's the right ploy to double up right now. I think their fixtures are not that good that you can double up. I mean, even next week against West Ham United, I expect them to concede Fulham away. These are tough. I mean, they're not easy games. I don't think a defensive double up is warranted. So you can take out one of the Arsenal defenders for Pedro Porro or Ezri Konsa if you want. So in that case, you'll have Dubravka, you'll have Cash, you'll have you'll have Pedro Porro, I guess, and then you can play maybe Tsimikas or Saliba or Gabriel, one of them, right? Salah is fine, Palmer is fine, Son, Diaby, Solanke, Alvarez because he's not playing, you can take him off for Watkins. Take him out for Watkins. I think this is a week when you need Watkins, my friend. Try to get Watkins in your team, Paudi. Thakif says, is Romero a good buy or not? Romero is fine. I mean, he scored 3 goals this season, Thakif. He's a bit of a reckless player who loves to tackle, so gets too many cards. That is the reason I didn't go for him. But otherwise, he's definitely a good options. Right, guys. Quickly, guys, we don't have too much time now. Hurry up with your questions and keep your questions short. Will Trippier play? I think he will play. Why wouldn't he play? Although he might not be in the best of confidence, so that is something which we can consider, but I think he'll play. Right, quickly. Play Raya or Turner? I would... That's a difficult question. I will play Raya. The thing is, this is a tough question, guys. All your questions are very tough today, by the way, but... I think you can put Turner in the team in case he starts. I think this is good, otherwise Raya will come back. I mean, I think you can put Turner in the team. I'm not even sure if he starts, but you can take a chance with him. Quickly, I was running late today. Since you have a team of Dubravka, Trippier, Gabriel, Porro, Pau, Saka, Palmer, Salah, Son, Darwin, and Watkins. Captain, have one free transfer. Bench of Taylor, Alvarez, and Mbumo. Any transfer you'll suggest? Guys, very... Guys, just... You are putting pressure on me, guys. Please ask questions in the nick of time because it's hard because I want to give the right answer. So you've got Pau Torres, yes, us, right? You can play, so basically you play Dubravka, you play Trippier, you play Porro, right? You just need one more defender. So I guess you just take out Pau Torres for somebody like Ezri Konsa. I guess that's the move to make. Saka, Palmer, Salah, Son, Darwin, Watkins, all good. I mean, I think this is fine. If I was you, I would possibly take out Palmer. I would take out Pau Torres for Konza, my friend. George says, just going to do Pau to Diego Carlos and keep it simple. Could do Pau to Trippier as well and sell Solanke and Trippier to Haaland and 4.7 still. George, I think you can go for Konza as well. It is not necessary to go for Carlos. I think Konza is more nailed on. I guess, you can think about that as well. You already have Konza. Oh, okay. Oh, fine. You want to double up. I guess then you can go with Carlos if you want to. Then there's not a problem. Tsimikas, Gabriel, Archer, start one. This is a difficult question. I mean, you can start Archer. I mean, I don't think there's a big difference between any of them. This is a very tough question. This is the same question for me. As you can see, I've played Archer and Gabriel on the bench and I've sold Tsimikas. It's difficult for me to answer that one. I guess you can take a chance and start either Tsimikas or Archer, I guess. Start Turner or Areola. I would start Turner. Pau to Konza. Yeah, but he already has. I could roll and play Colwell instead. Yeah, you can go with Colwell. Why not? I mean, Colwell is a great option. All the Wolves away, I don't expect them to keep a clean sheet, but you can't always play the fixtures every week. So if you have Colwell, you can play Colwell. Yes. Yesas says, cheers, mate. Thanks for the membership. Viz Bhaiji, you're always welcome, Yesas, and thank you so much for being a regular on the stream, my friend. Bowen to Palmer. Bowen to Palmer? What? Yeah. 1 minute to go, guys. Quickly, please make your transfers. Bowen to Palmer. You can do it if you want to. Although, I mean, if you have Gordon, then take out Gordon for Palmer. Why do you want to take out Bowen, my friend? I think Bowen is a great option. He's scoring goals every week. Lock it. I'm not answering any more questions, no matter what happens, guys. That's it. That's it from my side. Please lock your teams. I'm not answering any more questions, no matter if you ask me any more questions. I am not answering any more questions. That's it. Not answering, guys. Zara says locked. Guys, please lock your teams. My captain is Watkins. My vice captain is Son. I've got Pedro Porro. I mean, the defense looks alright. I mean, 2 Newcastle. I would love to have an Aston Villa defender, but the thing is, I'm looking for an attacking threat which offers, which is offered to me by Pedro Porro much more than by, let us say, somebody like Ezri Konza or Carlos. That is the reason I went with Pedro Porro. Otherwise, I guess the, longer term, maybe, next week, who knows what's going to happen. In case Haaland is not back and I have a transfer to burn, I can simply, as long as Gordon is back, I can simply take out Taylor for Konza next week as well. So Jug says my vice captain is Trippier. Well, Jugs, at least you took out your heart's desire and at least vice captain Trippier, if not captain. So I guess that's good enough, my friend. Well done, my friend. Well done. And I hope Watkins serves you right and removes your doubts. I had lots of doubts about Watkins. I have had bad experiences with him in the past. Never really captained him, never really considered captaining him, but I guess this is a different Aston Villa, and this is this is an Aston Villa team fighting for the title for the top 4, and Watkins is their spearhead, so I'm hoping for the best. Fingers crossed. And this is a week I'm in to kind of go with the safe captaincy option, because I think a lot of people are going to be captaining Watkins or Son. So guys, it is deadline. I got Carlos in the end, just hoping for 6 points, so the free transfer is paid back. Well, George, I mean, you already had the double up, so I guess it's fairly just a sideways move. So not an issue, I guess. And the way he plays long balls, Carlos, I guess he has this chance to get an assist in one of the games coming up. He plays a lot of long balls, if you noticed, especially against Arsenal. I mean, I don't really watch Aston Villa games as thoroughly as I do with Arsenal, but when I was watching the Arsenal game, I saw Diego Carlos was spreading the ball around just like Anderson does for Crystal Palace. Long balls behind the Arsenal defense, diagonals. It was pretty, tactically it was pretty good, and the balls were fairly accurate as well. So I hope he'll get an assist or something out of him. But let's see what happens. So guys, as I discussed previously, tomorrow morning, like for example 6 hours from now, I'm supposed to leave for my desert safari, or the trip you can call it, which I'm gonna be out for 6 days, and I'm gonna be back on the 28th. As I mentioned, I'm carrying my laptop with me and my mic as well, so in case there is any remote chance to stream on the 26th, I will. And if I don't have a chance to stream, I will post my team on Twitter. So guys, if you don't follow me on Twitter, please do. And and I'll post my team on YouTube as well, and I'll post my team on Twitter as well. So George says he was, but Pau was the one popping up at the edge of the box. I think he would have hauled against either Sheffield or Burnley, but unfortunately got injured. Yeah, man, that is true. That is absolutely true. I do not like Diego Carlos as a defender. I think he's got a mistake in him. But again, when there's no choice, then you have to kind of go for it. FPL Jack says, what does MS say about Watkins starting? Well, let's have a look. Today we had too many questions actually. I did not get a chance to look at the predictions as well. So let us refresh what Emma has to say and show you the prediction. Then I'll have to get a move on, guys, because I'm supposed to leave in 6 hours, and I still haven't packed my laptop and all that stuff, and my family's already asleep, and I'm the one who's supposed to be driving the car. Man, I'm the one who should be asleep. Right, hang on. Aston Villa. Can we get Aston Villa, Emma? Arsenal, Spurs, United, Aston Villa. Right, so Watkins is 100% and Jugs, not an issue there, as we already know. Emma thinks is definitely going to start as Watkins. Kasemi says, hi, I bought Martinez from Aston Villa. Is he good? I think he's fantastic, bro. He's absolutely fantastic. George says cash should be closer to 80% with Pau Torres ruled out. Cash is actually 65%. I don't know why people think. So people think Dean is gonna start at left back rather than Moreno, right? So Boubacar Kamara is also suspended. So people are a little bit. People think Jacob Ramsey is gonna take his place. Then Diaby. So basically, people think the fans of Aston Villa seem to think Bailey, Diaby, and Watkins are gonna start. I think that's a formidable front three if that happens. Cash is 65%, but I think he is going to start, guys, and I hope for the best. Fingers crossed. I think he's going to start. Jug says, enjoy your trippers. Thank you so much, Jugs. So guys, unfortunately today I'm not going to be doing the predictions because I should be going away and packing my stuff, because in 5 hours and 55 minutes from now I'm gonna be hitting the road. I need to catch some sleep as well, so I'm not gonna be able to catch the game tonight. I hope it's gonna be a snooze fest between Brighton and Palace, so I hope I don't miss too much. And I'm definitely gonna be keeping tabs on all the games there. I'm gonna be watching as much as possible, and hopefully I can stream on the 26th. If not, then I'll be back streaming again on the 30th for game week 20, guys. And I'll definitely be updating my team on YouTube and Twitter. And if you have any questions, you can write in the comments on YouTube on my post where I post my team, or you can write to me on Twitter and I will respond to you. So do not worry, guys. Even if I'm not with you here, I'll still gonna be with you. So I wish you a Merry Christmas, guys. I wish you all a happy and a peaceful life, and I hope you enjoy your holidays, and I hope you enjoy this football period. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you back after the holidays. Till then, guys, so long. May the arrows be green. Bye-bye.